finished The Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds. This book is about a boy named Jack King, and Jack is the king of almost. Did you get my pun? I can't really make puns a lot, so I'm really proud of that one. Yeah. Jack almost became a famous skateboarder. He almost became a master violinist. He almost just did a lot of things or completed a lot of tasks, and then he did it. However, one day he meets Kate and he is swept off his feet and he just falls in love with her pretty hard. And it's not almost anymore. He has her. It's great. Everything is wonderful. But then she died. Once she passes, he is thrown into this very odd time loop of when they first met, and he's trying to find a way to save Kate. This book could be considered a love story. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure a lot of people do consider it a love story. However, for me, I read it more as being a finding yourself contemporary novel. This felt a lot more like Jack's story than Jack and Kate's story, which I'm not saying that negatively at all. I actually really enjoyed that. And also the love isn't only about his love for Kate, but his love for his friends and his family, who I loved in this book. He had such great friends, such great family. They were just very involved in his life and they felt really real, and I think that's what contemporary is all about. In terms of my enjoyment of this book, I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. However, realistically, there isn't really much wrong with this book at all. So I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because I feel like it's more deserving of that. But you know how sometimes you just know something's good but you just don't love it. So, you know, like I felt kind of indifferent about this book. Not to say that I wouldn't ever pick it up again if I had the time or the resources, which I'm going to have the resources because I have the book. Oh my god. I don't know, just reading it the first time around, there were some sections when I got bored because, like I said, we're time traveling. But that was the first time that we time travel, and I feel like other than that, like the later timelines, it was all very different, interesting, because you were exploring different aspects of Jack's life. So I do feel like this is not like a snooze fest. Just like that little section for me is a little snoozy. I also feel like this book was great for me because I made a video about earlier, POCs deserve happy books, and oftentimes we don't get them. So having this book with 2 normal black people should not be a big deal. It really should not, and yet it was. It wasn't about their pain. Like, they are going through pain, but it's not because they're black. It's because their situation, the circumstances of it. It didn't include like really black jokes. I don't know. It's kind of like a weird way to say it. One of the jokes made in this book, this isn't really a spoiler, but they talk about CPT time, and that's like colored people time, because you know, like black people just tend to be late. If you tell us 6 o'clock, we're gonna get there at 7. Are the main characters in this book joking about how they can't like dance, even though that they're black, you know, black people can dance. I relate to that a lot. My dance skills are not great. Well, let me tell you. Hi, welcome to Dancing with Erin 101. First, we're going to start off with the whip. And then we're going to draw. You see them? They're not good. Those like 2 little comments, those 2 little tidbits that had nothing really big to do with the story. That is to me like why it's so important to see yourself in books by people who look like you. Because it's just like this powerful moment of truly like relating and understanding a character, and I really just loved it. I am going to get into spoilers now, so if you don't want to get spoiled, leave. Please. Just, no. Well, I want you to come back, but for the purpose of you not being spoiled, you need to go. So please just leave, so don't get spoiled. Bye. So I didn't really like examine a lot in this book. That is one thing about contemporaries. You can't really like theorize or just really cut a lot of stuff open and just evaluate, because most of the time it's pretty much just out there already. So I just have little tiny comments that'll be kind of just spoilery, and I don't like want to spoil people. I already mentioned how I love Jack's parents and his friends. I love his parents simply because they were real parents. I feel like so many times in YA novels, people's parents, they just suck. They suck literally every single time. And just to see parents that like were involved and in a way that was like really realistic, like they weren't too involved and they weren't not at all involved. No. But more importantly, Jack's friends. I love Jillian and I loved Franny. When Jack betrayed Franny by kissing Jillian, I want to I just want to go in there, like rip out his throat, step on his throat, put something down his throat, just anything wrong with the throat was gonna get got. I was not expecting to like Jillian though, simply because of our first interaction with her. Just like her jealousy like with Kate and Jack, it was so obvious to us, the reader. It just felt like she was putting Jack on hold, and like now that he wasn't really like waiting for her anymore, she just wasn't here for it. Which she did kind of admit that she always envisioned them being together, but envisioning yourself being together with someone eventually isn't really the same like putting them on hold, like on the sidelines. I didn't like her. I feel like she was a very supportive girlfriend. I feel like she was a nice person. I was rooting for her. I liked her. I loved Franny. Franny was my favorite character in the whole entire book. Franny was also not what I was expecting, simply because he was dating the girl that Jack was in love with, and I just assumed, oh, he's like a dick. I was completely wrong. He's great. He's wonderful. I love Franny. Everything he felt was so real. You know, like, it was just so genuine and loving. He was loving, but at the same time masculine, which is not a combination that you see a lot. Like, you read these very typical masculine book characters, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they're always very brooding and just unemotional, like. But Brady's just so open with his emotions and like his thoughts, and I love it. I love it. Just like the huger plot line here, I already mentioned I got kind of bored like the second round of things, but for everything else I was very entertained. I was very engaged. I loved it. Had a lot of fun with it. Congrats to you, Justin A. Reynolds. I will officially pick up your next book, because I feel like when you are telling a time travel story and you are repeatedly time traveling to the same place and time, it's really easy to just like get really bored, and that didn't happen. This is a really weird thing to say, but I know that like Kate was obviously a huge part of the story, but I like that she wasn't so much of it. Like, yeah, like she was a lot of it, obviously, duh, but that was Jack. Duh. Like, you just explored like so many other relationships in it, and we just weren't like getting drugged up with Kate all the time. And I did love Kate, like, don't get me wrong, I love Kate, but not the only aspect. Not the only aspect of the story. That was awesome. So that is all for the opposite of always. I recommend that you recommend this to other people, because I'm going to assume that you picked up this book, and that's why you're still here. If you would like to talk a bit more about this book in the comment section, I would love to do that. Just please warn for spoilers for people who have not read it and are just looking down there. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I also make videos every single week, so if you're interested, I really recommend subscribing, and I will be back, because I just said I'll be here every single week. Hope to see you next time. Bye.